this is Ellen from Rent Roll Starter. Today I want to give you some advice on what you should ask new tradespeople when you're looking to hire them to work on properties within your rent roll. Of course, there are hundreds of questions you could be asking tradespeople, but here are some of the key questions that I found most effective to ask my tradespeople when I had my rent roll. The first thing you like to ask is, do you have email? Now you want a tradesperson who is active on email because you want to be able to issue your work orders that way and receive invoices that way. You also want to be able to communicate photos both ways so that your tenants can send you through photos, you can pass them on to the tradesperson, and the tradesperson can then send photos of the completed job back to you, which you can send to your landlord. You don't really want to be working with a tradesperson who isn't proficient on email and who doesn't have a smartphone, who's not able to provide you with this photographic evidence and up-to-date, quick-to-deliver invoicing. The other thing you might like to have a look at is what the tradesperson's invoices look like. In many ways, you might need to even train your tradespeople on how to invoice. So you'll need to explain to your tradespeople that you need the invoice to be made out to the property owner, the landlord, and to be addressed care of your agency. You don't want the invoices to be coming in addressed to your agency, because ultimately it's the landlord who needs to be able to claim those invoices against their tax return. So ideally, if you can see a copy of their invoice so that you can see exactly how they lay it out, and you can ask them to make any changes to the invoice if necessary at that time, just before you hire them. You'll need to ask to see copies of and hold copies of any licenses they hold, and their insurances, and any registrations they have as well. You'll also need to make sure that you stay up to date with their certificates of currency of their insurances to make sure that you're only hiring licensed insured tradespeople to look after the investment properties of your landlord clients. The other thing that you should talk to them about is your payment terms. So most tradespeople might expect that if they issue an invoice, they would be paid a couple of days, maybe up to a week later. Now, when you own a rent roll, you probably run your disbursements to your landlords, to your tradespeople, and to yourself, probably only on a monthly or twice monthly basis. There are some agencies who choose to run disbursements on a weekly basis or even a daily basis as well, so you might have the flexibility to do that. But when you first start your rent roll, it's probably easiest to run disbursements once or twice a month. So you need to make sure that your tradespeople understand that regardless of what time in the month they submit the invoice, they'll be receiving payment on or shortly after, perhaps the 30th of each month. So they need to be prepared to be expecting payments around then, so that they're not feeling that you're refusing to pay, and also so that they're not hassling you about payment when the disbursement occurs at the end of each month. The other thing you want to talk about is asking whether they can provide photos of previous jobs they've performed, some references for previous work they've completed, and ideally if those references can be from other property managers, because it's really useful to know what the tradesperson is like to interact with, how helpful they are in relation to providing information on the job, and how quickly they complete the work. Being able to see some photographs of befores and afters that they've completed on work also gives you an idea of their ability to take photos and provide that information to your office, and also the quality of work that they complete. I also think it's good just to sit down and have a chat with your tradespeople and get to know them and get a feel for whether they're the right fit for your office. Your tradespeople are really becoming an extension of your team, so you need to make sure that you can work with them really well on a regular basis and that they're representing your company really well. For information on this or anything else in relation to starting your own rent roll, contact us at rentrollstarter.com.au for your free 15-minute consultation on how to start your own rent roll today. Chat to you soon.